I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
High School, and here are today's top announcements. The National Honor Society is sponsoring an Operation Christmas Child Drive from November 6th through the 15th. Any class, club, school organization, or RAMS period may sponsor a box for a girl or a boy ages 10 to 14. The National Honor Society is supplying a shoebox, a washcloth, and a pair of socks. The remaining contents are donated by your group. Please talk with your teachers and your group and let Miss Savage know by Monday, November the 4th. If your group is interested in sponsoring a shoebox. Today is the last day to scan those QR codes. Scan and write down as many as you can to spread awareness of addiction and to have a chance to win a gift card. Stay tuned after the announcements for another segment of the interview. And today for lunch. Breakfast for lunch, waffles and sausage patties, tater tots, mixed fruit, orange wedges, and milk. Thank you, Southern High School, and have an excellent day.
What would you say for how drugs have affected your family?
Sure. So I have 3 younger sisters. I'm the oldest of 4. Mom and dad still married, and my addiction has really caused a lot of turmoil in the family. From a place like Tyler was talking about trust, they growing up there was pretty much trusted me for the most part. Slowly through my addiction, actually. Within like 6 months, I started stealing from my family, and just the manipulation and kind of deceit that I was causing on them or doing to them just really destroyed that trust. And my sisters and my mom and dad had to have stable boundaries. I mean, for a while, like I would try to, looking back at it, I was manipulating them to I was just trying to survive at some point. Like I didn't, just got out of jail and I was living at home. I begged my parents to come back home, and my mom's letting me drink in the basement and watch TV, but at least I'm not doing these other drugs, and that was really enabling me. But it's not her fault. It's that unconditional love that families have, and it gets skewed along the way. So the best thing they did for me was to kick me out. They really had strong boundaries, and they started to develop them. And from a place of I could be home anytime, nobody was home when I was younger, to you're not allowed home unless we're there, and then to a point of we can't have you even around because we know the moment you are alone, you're going to try to take something, and that's where my addiction took me. I had all the shame and guilt of all of that, but I continued to do it anyways. And even to a point of if you come around, we're gonna have to call the police. And that really hurts. And but at the same time, it's what I needed to kind of give me a shock, snap me out of it a little bit. It didn't stop my addiction, but it began to the process in my mind, maybe I mean, this is obviously a problem, but I didn't really see it as that for a while. Again, I thought everyone was against me, and I finally found something that kind of made me happy, and I thought everyone was against my happiness. There's this really twisted thinking, and I needed those things to kind of snap me out of it. My mom said, you know, it's hard hearing my mom saying like the best sleep she's ever gotten is during my addictions when I was in jail, because she knew I was at least safe somewhere. I was, or relatively safe. She knew where I was. That's really hard to hear. Because she didn't know at any time she'd get a phone call saying, you know, I was in an accident or I overdosed, and that was really awakening to me, just to see how it impacts everyone else around me. Because for me, I've really learned that the self-centeredness that comes with addiction. I'm so self-consumed and worried about me that I don't think about anyone else, and I want to think about everyone else. When I'm sober, I consider myself a very caring person and reach out to others. When I'm in my addiction, I'm completely the opposite, and yeah, it's just really hard to see. Like, I've never seen my dad cry, and when he talks about my addiction, he starts crying, and it's an eye-opening to me. And yeah, I still have the family support. They've stuck by me, but it's only until I'm ready to get help, because they understand that, like, there's only so much you can do for somebody that's addicted. I mean, you tell them we're here for you, and when you're ready, we'll be right there. But until you make that choice to change, you know, want to do something different, it's really hard to help somebody. And that's, I mean, it's pretty sad, but it's that, like I said, when I got to a point of that self-consumption, self-centeredness, it's hard to pull you out of it. I need like wake-up calls, and yeah, so it really has affected my family, and yeah, I'm glad that I have, like, again, I'm glad I have another chance, that they haven't completely wrote me off. And at a certain point, they had to say too, because I was causing so much pain, that they had to accept the fact. I mean, my mom told me it's like she had to accept the fact that I probably was gonna die, and just the utter destruction that was going on. And I mean, that's not my mom, you know, talking. She wouldn't just say that off a whim. That was just so much pain over the years that, like, and again, that was really hard to hear, but it's what I needed to hear. And it wakes me up that, like, well, maybe, I mean, that's the truth. I mean, I'm gonna die, and yeah, I'm glad I still have support, and I'm starting to mend that relationship.